Welcome to Western Michigan University Homer Stryker, MD, School of Medicine. In this video, we will be talking about our admission process and criteria for our MD program. For information on other programs offered at WMed, please see our video on additional degree programs. First, we will talk about our application process and what is considered. At WMed, we use holistic review at each stage of our application process. We follow the AAMC's EAM Experiences, Attributes, and Metrics model. For metrics, we will look at your GPA. This includes your cumulative GPA, your science GPA, and any post-bac or graduate work that you have completed. For your MCAT, we will also always look at the total score of your most recent MCAT attempt. We do not look at subscores and we do not superscore for multiple attempts. We will also look at trend of grades if needed. Please view our MD application webpage to see our current GPA and MCAT minimums, as they are subject to change across different cycles. We also will look at your experiences. Obviously, this includes your medical experiences, your pre-medical experiences, and we are always hoping to see that you have shadowed or volunteered or gotten exposure across a variety of specialties or variety of clinical environments. We also will always encourage students in any opportunity that you have to go beyond just shadowing or volunteering and get hands-on interaction with patients or physicians to take advantage of those opportunities. Some great opportunities for that include things like medical scribing, CNA, EMT, medical assisting, and many more. We also will look at all of your non-medical experiences as well. So this can include things like part-time or full-time work, volunteering, community service work with underserved populations. It can also include things like research, athletics, student leadership and student involvement, as well as different life circumstances or family responsibilities that you may have. And finally, we will look at your attributes. These are your personal characteristics, values, and morals, what make you unique and what will make you the unique physician that you will be. As you can expect, these are the most challenging to get at or the least straightforward part of the admission process. And so we spend a lot of time getting to know you and your attributes throughout our cycle. We do this in a variety of ways. The first is through an online assessment, which is part of our secondary application process. This online assessment is unique to WMed, and it is free for students to complete. It is homegrown by our admission committee to get at the various attributes and aspects that they are looking for. We also are one of the only medical schools in the country that utilizes a phone interview as part of our application process. This is typically a 15-20 minute conversation with an independent contractor with no access to the rest of your application. It is unfortunately not something that you can really study or prepare for. Just be yourself, and we are just looking to get to know you and to see how you might respond to different scenarios in the moment. Then we have our virtual interview. Our campus interviews are planning currently to stay virtual for the remainder of this cycle and the next upcoming cycles. In our interview, it has an opportunity for you to get to know us as well. So we have a student panel, a curriculum overview, and an extended Q&A with administrators with plenty of time for you to have all of your questions answered. We also include a one-on-one open file interview with a faculty member or member of our admission committee, as well as a group interview with a small group of other applicants that day to see how you interact with other peers who might one day be your fellow medical students. So when you are applying to WMed, here are some general timelines that you can be aware of throughout our cycle. WMed accepts primary applications through AMCAS, and those are open and available beginning early May each year through mid-November, typically about November 15th. Our secondary applications are open and extended in early July through early January. Typically, our secondary application deadline is around January 5th. From there, we conduct our experience review, which is our first read of your application. We begin doing these for completed secondary applications in mid-July through mid-January after our final application deadline. Then we have our phone interviews, which are offered from early August and conclude in late January. And then our virtual interviews happen each year from late September, early October through mid-March. In our application process, we've talked about many of these steps so far, but we will begin with that primary application through AMCAS. As long as you meet our minimum GPA and MCAT and don't have any pending institutional actions or felonies, etc., then you are going to be invited to complete that secondary application. The secondary application includes our supplemental essays, which are available in advance on our website, as well as that online assessment. Once you complete both of those, your application to WMed is considered complete and ready for review. Our experiences review is a blind review of your application. Your application is de-identified and our readers do not see your name, demographic information, or other identifying features. They are just reviewing the quality of your essays, experiences, and application. From there, we move into that telephone interview and then our virtual interview, which again includes a one-on-one interview and a group activity. And from there, applicants receive their admission committee decision. Here's a snapshot of the class profile for our class of 2028 so that you can see how students move throughout our application process. During this cycle, we received over 4,300 primary applications or secondary applications. We completed over 830 phone interviews, over 475 virtual interviews to get to our class size of 86 students per year. A couple of our statistics that I like to point out are our average age. During this cycle, our age range was 21 to 31, but it has been higher than that in the past, with an average age of about 24. This tells us that the average WMed student is probably completing a gap year or two, but we do not look differently on any application scenario, whether you are coming right from undergrad, have completed a couple of gap years, or are a non-traditional student with a different pathway to medical school. Our average GPA for this cycle was a 3.81, and our average MCAT score was a 513, with a range of 499 through 525. This is a pretty wide range, and so I like to point this out to show that if you do not hit exactly on the head a school's average metrics or other criteria, do not let that dissuade you from applying, because especially with a school that uses holistic review like WMed does, we have a wide range of students that we accept in order to get a well-rounded class. You can view class profiles and more information for our different classes throughout the years on our website. If you have any questions, either about our admission process, application criteria, or if you are in cycle with us and have any questions on your status at any time, please feel free to reach out to us at admissions@wmed.edu. Thank you.